What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are live from Impact Gaming Center here in the fantastic Fairview Heights, Illinois. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I am Les Alex, and we have Hobbs on Bant Nadu versus Miller on Dimir Frog. So thank you everybody though for hanging out. If you are watching on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center, we do appreciate you. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell icon. I know it's been a long time since you've heard my voice broadcasted here on the channel, but we had pre-release last week, went awesome. We sold out of pre-release kits. It was pretty insane, but we are back with more modern action, and we've got some really awesome decks here. Of course, the Scourge of the format in Bant Nadu against Dimir Frog, a new up-and-coming deck. Miller, not very familiar with Miller, to be honest. Just met him. Seems like a nice guy, but we are off to the races here, and both players. We're going to do a Spring Heart Nantuko. We're going to trigger a insect, thanks to Urza Saga entering the battlefield. And we are going to cast a Sylvan Safekeeper, which will get immediately counterspelled. So now, Miller going to take a draw step back to his turn. But yes, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. And here is a frog. Miller gonna read along with what Delighted Halfling does. Makes all legendary creatures you cast off of it non-counterable. Here we go. A Shuko inbound. We just need to find Nadu here for Hobbs. There's an Ottawa. We're going to trigger Spring Heart Nantuko. And do we have Nadu? Yes, we Nadu. And here we go. Let's start it up. Get things situated here. All right, here we go. 1. That's a Shuko. That'll go to hand. 2. Move that over there. That's a Nadu. That'll also go to hand. Here is a land. That's good. That'll trigger. Make another token. And here we go. Both players sharing a laugh. I will not be playing in the no ban list tournament. We have a Bonner no ban list tournament coming up pretty soon. There's another Misty Rainforest. So we're going to crack a fetch land for Hobbs, and we're going to search our library for, looks like a Hallowed Fountain, maybe something else, but Hobbs now kind of just doing the thing, right? He's doing it. But yeah, I know we have not streamed in a couple weeks, so we are back. There's another Spring Heart Nantuko, so that's going to make things almost inevitable, I would imagine. Hobbs is going to have to brick quite a bit here. And there is, okay, Lush Portico is a land. That'll make 2 tokens. He'll surveil. He'll keep on top. All right, there's another one. Ooh, yep, breeding pool. That'll enter. And so will 2 insects, thanks to those Spring Heart Nantukos. Windswept Heath, 2 more tokens, and down the conveyor belt we go. Sylvan Safekeeper, and Miller's going to call it. Because at this point, even if... Oh, and there Hobbs showing that he is actually playing the Thassa's Oracle. So there you have it, folks. On to game number 2. Thank you all so much. Again, I am Les Alex. Hey, I make Magic the Gathering content on the internet. So if you are on YouTube watching this, go check out my channel. But yeah, we have Hobbs and Miller here in game number 2 here at FNM. This is round number 1. We have 4 rounds for you. And if you are in the St. Louis area and you haven't been by the shop yet, we are located at 49 Ludwig Drive in the fabulous Fairview Heights, Illinois. So you should come on up, check us out. We have events all week long. Check out our website, impactgamingcenter.gg, to check out our event calendar. Like I said, we do have a no ban list modern tournament coming up. It's going to be a ton of fun. That is on the 10th. We also have a modern RCQ. It'll be a 1K, $1,000 cash. Will be in the prize pool. So that should be a ton of fun. That is coming up on the 17th of August. So we are really excited for that. But yes, Nadu doing Nadu things. If you think Nadu is just fair and balanced, 61 win percentage, basically at every major paper Magic tournament that it is in, and it's cracked. It's cracked in my opinion. Let's get back down there and see if these guys are ready to roll. Let's see if we can spot any of their sideboarding decisions. But that was a quick game 1. Pretty much exactly how Hobbs wants to draw it up and execute there. Get a Spring Heart Nantuko, get a Shuko, and land the bird on turn 3 and just go to town. We'll see what Miller has to offer in the ways of the sideboard. But thanks everybody for hanging out with us. If you're watching, make sure to comment. And if you have any decks or any players, if you're a regular, let me know. I'll try and get them into the feature match area. But, yeah, we've got, I don't know. It seems like a lot of Modern players are here today. And then, of course, we have free play Commander tonight. So it is always a blast on Fridays. We've got a ton of folks hanging out, playing. Whether you like competitive or you like casual, we got it all here at Impact. And I will say this is probably the worst part of paper Magic. Shuffling, sideboarding, things you don't have to deal with online and on Arena. But we'll be getting back to it momentarily. Hopefully both players keep 7. We don't have to do any more shuffling. That would be optimal here. Ooh, Thassa's Oracle in hand, not what you want if you're Hobbs. But the rest of that hand seemed pretty good. Let's get back down to it. Some lands for Miller. All right, Hobbs going to keep. Hedge Maze, Surveil. I figure, he's got Spring Heart Nantuko. You got your Mana Dork. And you've got a way to find Nadu. So all we got to do is find Shuko. All right, we got a Surveil land from Miller as well. After the fetch, she'll drop him to 19. Hobbs up a game, indicated by that red circle next to his life total being red. All right, Surveil will keep on top, pass back. Urza Saga, that is a way, certainly, to be able to find his Shuko. Trigger, put a counter on that bag boy. Do we just go Springheart? No, we are going to elect to make sure we can not have Nadu countered if we do happen to draw it. Miller, though, going to fatally push that Delighted Halfling. Not so delight. Not so delightful anymore. Watery Grave and a pass back to Hobbs. Saga ticks up. Springheart Nantuko, the play. And Misty Rainforest, trigger, make a 1/1 insect. And that'll probably be Hobbs' turn. Pass back. Into the turn. We will consider this. Look at the top card. Put that to the bin. Don't need a Dark Slate Shore. Miller draws. Playing real close to the chest. Can't make out any of the cards in his hand. There's a Misty Rainforest. Pass back. Hobbs is going to crack a fetch land. Drop to 19. 19 all for both players. See what he wants to get. Going to get the Lush Portico. This is the white-green Surveil land. And that will, of course, trigger Springheart Nantuko. Make another 1/1. This is all happening at the end of Miller's turn as well. So these 1/1s will be getting in the red zone, potentially. Miller does have a Force of Negation in hand. I just spotted that. So we could see that if Hobbs goes for the cord here. What do we want to do? Just make a mana before we go and find our 1-drop artifact. Passed up a Shuko, so what are we getting here, Hobbs? Let's see. It'd just be a Shuko. Playing mind games. Hobbs has great table banter, I will say. Always friendly with his opponents, regardless of whether he's ahead in the match or behind. Always has a smile on his face. Great person to play against, must say. So now we're counting up to see if we can, in fact, cord potentially. Not much happening in Hobbs' hand other than that cord. We'll Misty Rainforest, make another insect. Looks like we will move to combat, which will waste, quote-unquote, waste that mana. See what Miller wants to do. Does Miller have any effects? We'll crack a fetch land down to 15. But to answer your question, Omniscience, I will not be playing in the No Ban List Modern event. I don't know if I answered that earlier. Alrighty. Watery Grave. Untap. Draw. Right now, if Miller has a way to get rid of Springheart Nantuko, probably be pretty good to do that at some point. We got a Delve spell here, it looks like, and that will be a big old Murktide Regent. Still has mana for the Force of Negation, too. Hard cast. Into the turn, we're going to crack a Misty. Down to 18 goes Hobbs. And what land do we want to find? Spinning some tops. Oh, yeah, you're right. Playing some, some top control. Some miracles. Alrighty. Makes another insect. And man, Hobbs has been flooding here. But is it red zone time? Hobbs has been playing around counter magic. At least since last turn. Urza Saga. Trigger another insect. Put a counter on there. And just a pass of the turn. Miller going to play land. Both players got a lot of lands right now. I'm going to preordain, so we'll look at the top two. Scry 2, draw a card. Keeping both on top is pretty terrifying if you're Hobbs, especially how poorly he's drawn this game. There is a Toxic Deluge. X equaling 1. Whew. This is going to wipe the board. That's pretty devastating if you're sitting in Hobbs' seat. For the 3 man and 1 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 for 1. That hurts. And then here is the big boy crashing in for 5. Down to 13 goes Hobbs. Gonna play Hallowed Fountain tapped. And just a pass back here. Might have to try and win this one with some construct beats. Consider. I think that's a subtlety. I could be wrong, though. Didn't get a great look at it. Chat, if you saw what it was. Love a little alley-oop. Down to 8. And we are going to make a construct at the end step, I believe. Yep. So we're going to make another construct. These will be each 4 4s currently. I think Shuko's the only card in his deck that he can get. Obviously, Hobbs could equip both Shukos to the construct, making it a 6-power creature. And has a Shuko in hand. 7/8 potentially. Gonna attempt to equip. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power. Attack. Down to 6 goes Miller. Delighted Halfling. Subtlety. And that will be that. Heading on to game number 3. Very nice job by Miller. So we are all tied up here at a game apiece. Thank you all so much again for watching here. We are live at Impact Gaming Center in the fabulous Fairview Heights, Illinois. I'm Les Alex. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, thank you all so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon so you don't miss out. We're going into an exciting game number 3 between the menace of the format, Bant Nadu, versus Miller's Dimir Frog. So this should be a pretty excellent matchup. And, of course, Hobbs will be on the play. That first game did not go Miller's way. I mean, Hobbs had basically the perfect, was able to deploy his threats in the perfect order and was able to mop it up pretty good. Miller, game 2, fighting back, had some interaction, that huge Toxic Deluge, and then, of course, the Murktide to finish off the game. But, yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out. Who y'all got? Who y'all got? Let me know in the comments section, or if you're watching on Twitch, let me know in the stream chat who you got. Let's get back down there, though. They need to refresh their life totals, as do I. 20 all. Round 1, both players. Both players have a game. Game number 3. Dark Horse deck, Dimir Frog against the boogeyman of the format, Bant Nadu. Who y'all got? Don't cheat and go to the end of the video and then comment. Let me know right now. Also, do you think Nadu should be banned? I certainly do. 61 win percentage is pretty disgusting. Pretty gross, in my opinion. Here we go. Delighted Halfling, Shuko, Land, Veil of Summer, and another land. Bristly Braille. Land, Forest, Delighted Halfling, pass back. Miller going to take a draw step. Misty Rainforest, crack down to 17. Going to fetch and shock. See what we're getting. Hobbs slowly pulling the halfling to the graveyard, and it's going to get fatal pushed. And there's another Shuko, just what you want to see. I'm being sarcastic. But we do have a Bristly Bale. Shifting Woodland. The land, and there's Bristly Bill. Good old bristles. Bristly Bill has landfall whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Then you can tap 5 mana, double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. But Bristly Bill was not long for this world, as it was taken out by a fatal push. Sorry, I was looking up the card. Took me away from the gameplay. I do apologize. Here we have a Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog is a 2-mana 1/2 frog. Whenever it deals damage to a player or planeswalker, you get to draw a card. You can discard a card and put a +1/+1 counter on it. Exile 3 cards from your graveyard. Psychic Frog gains flying until end of turn. A nice piece of technology for these Murktide decks, even showing up in formats as old as Legacy. Alrighty, so Surveil Land, putting the Temple Garden to the bin. Gonna Shuko up the Delighted Halfling and pass back. fetch, and we're going to grab another surveillance for Miller. All right. All right. So much for keeping that delighted halfling around. Attack. Down to 17. Draws a card. Back to Hobbs. Plays Misty Rainforest. Pass back. Scalding Tarn, the land for Miller. There's a Murktide. That's a big Murktide. Hobbs is under the gun. Attack you. Down to 15. Down to 14 off the fetch. Probably going to get a surveil land here. Lush Portico. Not sure what's in Miller's hand. He hasn't been showing us anything all match, but Hobbs really needs to draw. A Nadu. He's got... Okay, well... Spell Pierce not really going to do it. I think that's what he drew. Yep. He has the Court of Calling in hand, but he can't do anything with it. Doesn't have enough mana. Obviously has no creatures in play. Not looking so great for Hobbs. Miller has 10 damage on board currently, so 2-turn clock. Depending on how many cards are in Miller's hand, Miller could just discard a ton of cards and kind of finish this thing off here and now. But we'll see. Is that the plan? 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. Might be doing it. Oh, do we have... Oh my gosh, yep. Making this Murktide even bigger. Getcha, getcha. Court of Calling. There's a counterspell, and that's going to be it. Miller going to take down Hobbs. Dimir Frog beating Bant Nadu. The menace of the format is slain here in round one. Miller, congratulations. Excellent, excellent gameplay from both players. Shout out to both of them. Miller going to improve to 1-0. Hobbs going to drop to 0-1. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on content like this. We come out with content, live Magic the Gathering gameplay regularly. And we stream on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center every Friday. We stream Modern, unless there is a pre-release or something to that effect. But yeah, thank you all so much. If you're watching live, we will be back momentarily for round number 2. So thank you all so much. Stay tuned.